On 3rd August 2018, Indian government had sent Nirav Modi's extradition request to the United Kingdom. ED and CBI had a strong lead that the PNB bank fraudster was hiding in London. Republic had tracked one of the addresses of Nirav Modi in a fashionable and very central Westminster area of London.
Big case?
Very big. That's the reason why I've come all the way.
It's a very big case. You think he's going to make a comment off the record?
Of
I know
course.
you're chancing it, but...
that's how we work, I guess. We need to take all the chance.
375 days later, Nirav Modi was first spotted and confronted in London. The leads with ED and CBI were bang on.
Please just confirm whether you've applied for political asylum. That's all I want to know. Can you confirm that?
Sorry, no comment.
You owe a lot of people a lot of money, Mr. Modi.
Sorry, no comment.
No comment. We would very much like to know where you are.
Sorry, no comment.
How long do you intend to stay in England for? Government officials have told us that you've applied for political asylum. And government officials have also told us that you're the subject of an extradition treaty, extradition application. Can you just nod if you believe that to be the case?
Sorry, no comment.
Now that the UK court has ordered the extradition of the fugitive diamond merchant Nirav Modi, it is the efforts of the CBI and ED that has led to the victory in the international court. Here are the investigation details that swung the verdict in India's favour. Gokul Shetty, co-conspirator and retired deputy manager of PNB, has been languishing in jail for close to 3 years. In 2016, Nirav Modi knew that Gokul Shetty retires in May 2017. He would no longer be able to continue with his loot. So Nirav Modi got a deed executed and inducted 6 villagers from Gujarat and made them majority partners in 3 firms. In one stroke, Nirav Modi successfully transferred the ownership and liabilities on the head of 6 illiterate villagers who were being paid a sum of 10,000 rupees only. Effectively, he was preparing grounds for building a narrative that he was a minority shareholder in the companies which were receiving letter of understandings from PNB.
The CBI not only recorded the statement of the 6 villagers under Section 161 of the CRPC, but also got an email exchange between then General Manager Finance of Punjab National Bank and Nirav Modi, where they were found discussing about securing LOUs without providing adequate security. Now, there was also an attempt that was made by Nirav's counsels to shift the blame to co-conspirator Gokul Shetty, arguing that how would they essentially know that whether at all Gokul Shetty was following bank procedures or not. Now, to counter this, Republic TV has learned that the Central Bureau of Investigation had produced call data records between Nirav Modi and Gokul Shetty, and there were calls that were made even after Gokul Shetty's retirement.
The ED team cracked down multiple dummy directors not just in India but also abroad. Their statements were recorded. Of the 15 dummy directors, Republic TV has learned that the agency recorded statements of 12 dummy directors who admitted that they were part of companies floated by Nirav Modi which did not have any real work but was used to launder money. An officer part of the extradition proceedings told Republic that Nirav's game plan was to distance himself from the 3 companies which received LOUs in a fraudulent manner since 2011. In fact, he managed to secure 1,214 LOUs amounting to about 23,000 crore rupees from 2011 to 2017. Westminster Magistrates Court judge perused all the evidence and said the CBI investigation demonstrates that Nirav Deepak Modi had retained control of the Nirav Modi firms but had sought to disguise the control of the firms through the use of dummy partners recruited at his behest in order to sustain the LOU scheme. This was despite the email from Nirav Modi to the PNB stating his ownership in the entitles was less than 5%, but he saw it as his moral responsibility to arrive at an amicable solution.
Over a dozen investigators from both the agencies were working day and night over the last 2 years, providing every possible evidence to the UK Magistrates Court. So much so, during the pandemic, you had top officials from both the agencies flying down to London and briefing the officials of the Crown Prosecution Service to ensure that there was no hiccup in this entire trial. The mandate was also very clear from the government to do everything that is required to ensure that the verdict is in their favor. Every time Nirav Modi's lawyers would basically counter the investigation that was carried out by the CBI and ED, there was a counter coming in from both the agencies. When High Court judges were brought in by Nirav Modi's lawyers, CBI got an affidavit from the Solicitor General, which certainly helped in ensuring that the case does not stop, the case moves in the right direction.
Nirav Modi has been languishing in Wandsworth Prison in London since March 2019. This is perhaps for the first time that a person facing extradition has been behind bars for almost 2 years. But what also worked in the favour of CBI and ED is that Nirav Modi's bail plea was rejected almost 7 times.
Officials from both the agencies say that this wouldn't have been possible without the smooth communication between both the agencies as well as the High Commission in London. In fact, even on the day when the verdict came in, they got onto a video conferencing discussing about the future challenges. Both the agencies admit that the challenge does not end here with this verdict. They do expect that Nirav Modi perhaps would be filing an appeal before the High Court, and they need to be prepared for that. Having said that, agency sources say that they have been in a position to produce high-quality evidence before the UK court that has essentially resulted in a positive verdict.
This victory has been a labour of 32 months of excruciating legal battle in the courts of England, with the teams on ground even ensuring that the trial and the battle to bring back Nirav Modi does not hit a roadblock even in the middle of a pandemic. Exclusive report filed by Shravan Sen for Republic TV.